Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Outside the Playbook. Get this video a like, subscribe to the channel. One of the things that's really starting to get on my nerve, like really starting to bother me, is when guests come into our space and start making comments as if they speak for the majority, which in fact they don't speak for us at all. And you know what? Everybody likes to think that, you know, the thing that's killing the NBA is the old heads talking about, you know, all the 3-point shooting, you know, scoring 140 points, giving up 139, being soft, flopping all over the place. The old head conversation is not what's killing the league. That's actually just barbershop conversation. When I was younger, Michael Jordan was the GOAT, obviously, right? You go into the barbershop, they be like, all right, hold up. You know, Mike is nice. What about Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Dr. J? You know who George the Iceman Gervin is? Do you know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is? And then a couple years down the line, you go into the barbershop, you shoot a paper ball into the trash can. You say what? Kobe. And then they pull you aside. Hey, all right, Kobe nice. He doing his thing. But he always going to be the second coming of the original. And he's never going to be as nice as Mike. And then you get a little further down the road, you get LeBron. And you say, hey, LeBron doing his thing in Cleveland. He nice. MVP, back-to-back. Cool. But he ain't never going to be the Black Mamba. And then further down the road, you get Kevin Durant and so on and so forth. The cycle continues. This is barbershop conversation. This is not what is killing the league. This is the problem right here. I'm going to let you listen to what Jason McIntyre had to say. I'm going to let you listen to it in full, and then I'm going to make some comments as to why this is the actual problem that's surrounding the NBA as we know it right now.
You know, OKC, Indiana, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not that excited for these NBA finals. You know, I joke that Colin is the elitist here on the show, but maybe it's me. Because, you know, if I were the NBA, I would have changed its motto to give me super teams or give me death. Because that's what I like. I like superstars in the NBA finals, and we don't really have that. We don't have dynasties. We got debuts, and that just isn't as sexy as what we've had here in the last, I don't know, quarter century. Folks, let's be real. When the NBA had super teams, this century, it was at the height of its popularity. I mean, come on. You put LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie in the finals, that's a lot of pop. That's juice. I mean, Kyrie Irving, he had a movie, okay? Kevin Love was ascending in Minnesota. LeBron changed teams and became the villain in Miami. But you look at those super teams in Cleveland, Miami, hell, the greatest team ever assembled in NBA history. Yes, that's true. Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Do you know how much excitement that was leading up to the finals? When you had all those stars gathered together? Hell, you could even go back to the Boston Celtics with our guy here, Paul Pierce, when he got Kevin Garnett gifted to him and Ray Allen going up against Kobe and Gasol in the finals. Folks, that was star wattage. Those finals were incredible. And I don't know about you, but I know the NBA loves, hey, we're about to have our 7th champion in 7 years. Hooray! Hooray for socialism in the NBA. Folks, I'm sorry, but think back to that Denver-Miami Heat series. You remember anything from that one? I had to ask the staff this morning, hey, how many games did that go? I don't remember it. 5-game series. It was not great. Even Phoenix-Milwaukee. You know, you had ascending Giannis, ascending Devin Booker. That series didn't have any pop. I think Giannis dropping 50 in the decisive game was about it. But, like, those weren't great, memorable series. Again, the super teams, they provided that. And I like Tyrese Halliburton as much as the next guy. You guys know I've been a big
Then
Indiana
why are
Pacers
you
fan.
complaining about him being in the finals? That literally makes no sense. I don't
really see it. And, you know, I'm going to bash Adam Silver here a little bit because you're the reason we've got this.
Let me stop right there, all right? Because he's making some comments about, you know, the last several NBA finals, you know, winners being, you know, different teams and 7 different champion in the last 7 years is going to be this year. All right, cool. Let's talk about that for a second. The reason why your comments is such a problem is because there is no other time since Mike came in the league that is more important than ever that the NBA create and promote and market new stars. You're making these comments, and right behind you is sitting SGA, The man has 3 straight 30-point games, 30-point seasons, right? 3 straight 30-point seasons. He collected the MVP, and him and his team 68-14, and they're about to go into the NBA Finals. And because they're my pick, I'm gonna say this: they're probably gonna win in 5. You look across at Tyrese Halliburton, right? Voted the most overrated player in the league by the players. Okay, albeit a small percentage, but he was voted the most overrated player in the league by the players, and he's been dismantling teams all throughout their run. Second in points, first in points, second in points, first in assists, rebounds, steals, stocks, 3-point shooting. He had a 32, 15, and 10 game, something that's never been done in the history of the game by a point guard. And let's talk about the fact that he did something that's never been done by a point guard, and you have guards like Magic Johnson, Russell Westbrook, Stephen Curry, Isaiah Thomas, all-time greats and legends that have never done this. Never. Both of them are in the NBA Finals, and they're probably going to win a championship for their team for the first time in NBA history. SGA, he's playing for OKC. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden. All 3 of these players have MVPs in their careers. None of them brought a championship to OKC. He's going to be the one that gets it done. Now, the other layer of this, the other problem is, you look at 2019. Kawhi Leonard gets his 2nd championship, multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, and he was a multiple-time Finals MVP. 2021, Giannis gets his 1st ring, multiple-time regular season MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Now he has a championship and a Finals MVP. You get the Joker in 2023, multiple-time league MVP. Now he's a champion and Finals MVP. You get Jason Tatum. Now he's a champion, and Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP for the most prestigious organization outside of the Lakers in league history. This is important because the league has got to make sure they ensure the future of the game with superstar talent and promoting new talent for each and every organization. These are 2 small market teams. 2 small market teams. And they dominated in the playoffs. That's what we need. All right. It may not be, the flashy NBA Finals. It may not be LeBron and the Lakers versus the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. It may not be OKC versus Boston or anything like that. This is the NBA Finals that is needed. Let's add another layer onto that. You're talking about the fact that you want all these stars, right? All these players like LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, Steph. You want that type of NBA Finals. You want to know why that is so terrible of a take? LeBron is 40. Chris Paul is 39. Al Horford 38. You get 38 from Kyle Lowry is 38. Steph Curry's 36. Kevin Durant's 36. Russell Westbrook's 36. Kevin Love is 36. James Harden's 35. DeRozan's 35. Jimmy Butler's 35. Damian Lillard is 34. Klay Thompson is 34. Drew Holiday, Paul George, Draymond Green, they're all 34. Kawhi Leonard's 30. These are the guys that you've been relying on for the past decade to carry the NBA. Russell Westbrook, LeBron, Chris Paul, Steph, KD, Westbrook. Who else is on here? James Harden. All these, Damian Lillard's on that list. All these guys are top 75th anniversary team members. They are cemented as legends of the NBA. Their legacy is already cemented. You need new players to come along to carry the NBA into the next era. You need new guys to come in and make a legendary stamp on the NBA. You need to promote new stars. You know why? Because guess what? LeBron's about to sign his last contract. Chris Paul, 39, just played 82 games for the San Antonio Spurs. He's almost done. But all these players are on their way out in the next 3 to 4 years. You cannot keep relying on this. You're using Kevin Durant as a primary trade piece to add to an organization that's trying to go after a championship. And if you're the Miami Heat, you're looking for Kevin Durant to come in and be the guy. And the man is 36 years old. So you're telling me you want to rely on a 40-year-old, a 37, 36, a 38-year-old to carry the entire NBA on their back still? Nah, man. Nah. That's not it. That ain't it. That's not what we need. Right now, we need new stars to come along and lay claim in the NBA. That's just my take on it. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments, what is the real issue surrounding the NBA and how we cover the NBA? That's one more for the good guys.